Baptiste, etc. if they don't ban Catherine. So now Immortals probably ban Glaive or something that they don't want to deal with in terms of the Grace combination. The Dodger or Glaive will probably be the most likely bans here from Immortals.
We'll have to see where they do go for this one. Obviously, this is a much bigger series for Immortals than it is for the likes of TSM in terms of the standings here. TSM have locked in their first seed, but Immortals, they still need to climb up the seeding if they want a better chance when we get to the Unified Live Championship. Banning away the Saw! That is a serious respect ban right there.
Yeah, I mean, if it's something that you know has a potential to come out and you know that you don't have an answer for it, then why not? Just take it off the board, don't let it go through, and it leaves open so many picks for them to take with their second selection.
That is mind-boggling, that we not only have seen a Saw CP victory, but now we're seeing respect bans against it. I just love it.
Wow, Immortals here is gonna pick the Baptiste, or actually Adagio. So Baptiste, oh actually Cat is banned, I'm sorry, that's why. So Adagio we picked, and most likely they're gonna play either Glaive or Samuel on that side, or Sky. And now TSM can pick potentially Glaive here, and just deny it from Immortals, since they played that comp earlier really well. They also can pick Samuel, etc., and just play like a really nice poke and combo with Glaive and the Grace Holy Sun stun combo.
All right, well, we'll see whether they can pull that combo off. Grumpjaw going to be the lock-in here. Obviously, Grumpjaw, alongside a Grace, can do some serious work. Gets that extra healing and protection as he jumps onto the back line.
Yeah, and so I have done a little bit of research on Lucky Bread here, and while solo queue rankings and stats only count for so much, he does have a 70% win rate on Grace in his ranked games, so definitely a comfort take for him.
Thing. Yeah, definitely a good thing. We'll see whether it matches up to going up against a team like Immortals. Scarf is going to be the final pick here for TSM, so you have to ask the question of who goes where. Is this going to be a
Koshka
Grumpjaw or something? I mean, both of these compositions are a little bit weird, to be honest.
Yeah, Koshka is really risky. I don't know why they would pick Koshka into a Grace and a weapon Grumpjaw. I mean, that completely counters the Koshka there. So Tigers has to be really confident against Lucky Bread, I guess. But that's really risky for IMT here. And they don't have a stun except for Koshka's stun to stop a Scarf ultimate. So late game, TSM is going to win this.
So my big question then is, how are TSM going to play this composition they've drafted? Because in my mind, both Grumpjaw and Scarf are junglers, right? So who's going to the lane?
I would assume Scarf's going to make his way to the lane. They're going to want to try and just get the gold onto Scarf to get him to that third, fourth offensive item really quickly. The levels aren't really going to be quite as much of an emphasis for them because they want this game to go into the later stages.
All right, well, we'll see if they can push it into the later stages. Scarf, definitely a terrifying carry once you get to that side of the game, but it's time to get on into our grand final, our last final of North American Vainglory 8 Summer 2017 season. Hashtag Vainglory 8. Let us know how you're feeling about it on Twitter, but it's time to jump on into the action.
TSM here in the final against Immortals. This North American Vainglory 8 here in Week 7 has just been absolutely incredible. Such a treat to watch. And now it is TSM having secured first place. This is when historically they let their substitutes come into the mix, get some experience on the Halcyon Fold. And Lucky Bread has been the faithful analyst of TSM, setting up drafts, giving statistics, and now he gets his shine.
Yeah, gets to play Grace here. He's gone for the old Flash X start, which includes that weapon blade, gives an incredible prowess in the early game. Best Grenade piloting a lane Scarf, not something that we see a huge amount of. Be looking to scale up towards that late game as Vonsi does take that weapon power Grumpjaw, which is one of the better picks into Koshka, by the way, in the jungle. Koshka historically pretty good at dominating other junglers early, but very hard to trade into the power of a weapon power Grumpjaw because it's just so hard hitting, and despite the damage that T-Tigers can put out, you still favor Grumpjaw in that particular 1v1 matchup.
Yeah, T-Tigers immediately diving into the lane. Oh, best shot gets blown up! Holy moly, T-Tigers on his Koshka. I almost forgot who was playing this Koshka. It's T-Tigers. This guy is just crazy when it comes to it. They're looking for another kill. It is going to be Lucky Bread getting his first kill on the Halcyon Fold, taking one back in on Max Green as well, one-upping the opponent's captain. Now TSM moving into the enemy jungle and looking to steal away some of T-Tigers' camps.
Yeah, they should. Don't steal it. Goes over to Max Green. Damn, that's a shame.
Oh man, rest in pieces. 2.6 thanks. We will miss you. You have been a fantastic. Now TSM though now being pushed back into their own jungle. Max Green just doing the work. He's soloed out Dienzio. Now he's looking to do the same. In fact, not Dienzio. Who am I thinking of? Truth. That's a kill for Max Green. Lucky Brett actually escapes. No, he doesn't. Dienzio is going to take the kill. 3-2. It's the finals, and in NA, anything can happen.
Look at the build coming from Max Green as well. He had a weapon blade, meant he was able to make those chase downs. T-Tigers picks up the healing camp, but will walk away. And imagine being out, last hitted by an Adagio when you're a Grumpjaw as well. Feels bad, man. Von C diving in, probably going to get punished.
Yeah, just a little bit. That's going to be him burning away, and T-Tigers finding the kill. Lucky Bread can't zone backwards, and TSM going to lose another here. You may be wondering where Flash X is. Often the case, especially after, you know, some comments Flash X made at the beginning of the season. No, he's not injured. No, this isn't him leaving TSM. This is just TSM allowing for experience to be gained. You know, TSM wants to play with their main roster at all times, Scoundrel, except for, you know, when it's not necessary. Here in the regular season, they've already secured first place. So, you know, Lucky Bread, their listed substitute, he needs experience. Imagine if something was to happen to a player. We wouldn't wish that, of course. Then he needs to be ready to go. T-Tigers looking for a kill onto Lucky Bread. And that is going to be T-Tigers easily picking that up. Von C now forced out of his jungle. Immortals just taking so many advantages here. Oh dear.
Trying to go in.
Should have the... Looking for Dienzio.
If the fire's up though.
Gonna be... T-Tiger's gonna come in. Oh wow, okay, Best Chuck able to eat one up. But T-Tigers cleans up the kill. Max Green trying to get away from this. Heals himself, and Best Chuck gonna go down. It's a double to T-Tigers. Currently 5-0-1 on his Koshka. And this is really important for Immortals. Currently sitting at Scoundrel in 6th position on the ladder on 14 points. If they're able to take the series win here, they get 16 points overall. That pushes them up into a tied position for 3rd place against Hammers. Now, I'm unsure of the win percentages and the head-to-head record, so I'm not going to say whether or not Immortals would finish 3rd or 4th, but either way, that's pretty huge for them.
They certainly gained some points in the standings, which is better for them going into the Unified Live Championships. And like we said, they thoroughly deserve everything that they've gotten so far. Best Chuck working towards what you imagine would be a Frostburn. That's generally the first accepted item on a scarf. And you mentioned it a lot about TSM and how they often do this when it doesn't really matter towards the end of the season. Also, you know, FlashX is a big, I guess, vocal expert on trying to hide specific strategies. I know that the Unified Western Live Championships is likely to be on update 2.7. But, you know, it doesn't stop, you know, trying to protect rotation strategies or certain unique pocket picks. And FlashX does like to try and hide as much as he can, because one of the ways that TSM has categorically won plenty of games across the season just has been their draft. That Saw game, for an instance, was a big one that they might not want to bring out as Immortals push onto this turret. And again, it just hides a lot of things that they can bring to the table. And again, it begs the question, if it doesn't matter, you don't need to put that same level of importance on it.
Yeah, no. For TSM, this is all about getting experience onto their substitutes now and having a bit of fun now that they can relax. Immortals, so they are going to be looking for every point they can. And look at this, T-Tigers diving on in, and this turret is dead to all rights. It's a huge gold lead for Immortals, and they've been able to typically take these gold leads and turn them into successful game wins here. Currently 4,000 ahead of TSM, and they're going to be looking to show TSM exactly why TSM should be scared of Immortals. FlashX said it in an AMA, this is the squad that he's most scared of, and look at this, T-Tigers just shutting down Von C in the jungle. Easy as heck. This Crystal Sentry likely to lose its life as well, as this is a huge gold lead accumulated by Immortals, almost sitting at 5,000, currently 4.5.
Yes, Shatterglass actually picked by Best Chuck NA here, so no kiting of that Koshka going to be on the board. Maybe looking for the straight up burst, using the goop in the prime position to deal as much damage as physically possible. But like you said, gold advantages opened up here for the Immortals roster. They have been so aggressive in the early game, punished some mispositioning from the TSM roster, and once T-Tigers gets rolling on his Koshka, very few people can stop him. He's so good at pushing advantages, and that's what Koshka does best. Koshka is a hero from the jungle that can come out swinging, push advantages, continuously look to get onto carries, and especially if there are no reflex blocks available, which there aren't, post 6 is a playground for Koshka. He's going to punish Lucky Bread here with a 4 level advantage. He's just going to go down.
Yeah, very simply looking to find the kill here, T-Tigers, and he gets that gift of fire, easy to take that one there. Immortals now getting a little bit ridiculous here as they're going to be taking this tier 2 turret at the 7-minute mark. T-Tigers just so much threat to this lonely Scarf in the lane, who doesn't have a reflex block. Best Chuck generally would have that. Von C currently just camping out in the enemy jungle as well, looking to try and secure the backs, considering his backs have been occupied by Immortals. This is okay for TSM if they're able to hold their turret, keep the minion wave cleared, but they can't. Immortals are going to get themselves yet another objective, a huge gold lead. Almost, it is 7,000 gold at 7 minutes.
If there were reflex blocks for TSM, like, they might be able to defend these turrets, but because there aren't any reflex blocks for TSM, the tower dive potential from Immortals is just too strong. Often you can defend. Look at Von C, he's invading the enemy jungle by himself at level 6 when he's got a 2-level disadvantage over T-Tigers. Unsure what he's trying to achieve over here. Maybe he just really likes that particular brush. Grumpjaw, you know, he's a picky hero. He's often just really likes specific brushes. Or he's going to steal the back camps at 8 minutes into the game. That's a big move.
Okay, I am getting confirmation as we do see Lucky Bread escape that actually currently Immortals owns the head-to-head record against Hammers. So that would mean that Immortals, if they were to win this series against TSM here right now, would go from 14 points to 16 points. They would push themselves from 8th place, dead last in the North American Vainglory 8, up to 3rd seed at the Unified Western Live Championships.
That's pretty huge for Immortals if they win this series then. Absolutely massive, in fact. They've leapfrogged. We talked about their rise, their meteoric rise from Challenger Series to the VGA all the way to the Unified Western Live Championships, then to go to the 3rd seed position, not only just overtaking Gangstars in 6th seed, but going all the way to 3rd seed, just a spell behind Cloud9 and TSM. It is massive for these guys, massive for DNZO, T-Tigers and Max Green, and that'll give them a great chance to have the best possible experience, the best possible matchup in the brackets against both North America and Europe going into the Unified Western Live Championships. And man, Immortals must be feeling pretty good. And Von C just seems to not really, he doesn't really care about his team right now.
Crystal Sentry.
He's got the Crystal Sentry, man. You have to get those Crystal Sentries to get those objectives. It's an objective-focused game, scoundrel.
Look, dude, he's playing the absolute meta game. He's like, do you know what, guys? If my team can hold on, what I'm doing is just categorically starving farm from T-Tigers on his side of the jungle. You know?
That's it.
It's next level strategies that I just hadn't thought about. Von C is always on the pulse. This guy knows what's up.
Man, you're over-analyzing it. Von C, it's as simple as pie. Now he has to escape, though, and look at that. He is going to easily escape. Lucky Bread has the mad heals, 400 there. And that is Von C escaping. Basically a smooth criminal in this Halcyon Fold matchup.
Incredible, incredible. I mean, he's the king of counter jungling. Gets out with his life as well after taking 2 whole rotations from T-Tigers. 2 whole rotations, Dalsy. What a monster.
Absolutely, and you know what? He tweeted earlier, Scoundrel, that we may even see something pretty exciting from him. Baron Jungle coming up? Who knows? Game 2, it's possible. We'll have to find out. Currently, it's a 10,000 gold lead at 10 minutes for Immortals. Von C has clearly been putting T-Tigers behind with his counter jungling and his Crystal Sentry takedowns. TSM, when they are able to push up the map, will not have to worry about that Crystal Sentry for very long if Von C can get back down the other side and take it out. Immortals, though, are looking to push for the win. They are moving into the jungle. Oh, a stuffed misses from Von C. The Divine Intervention, though, will forgive that mistake, and Immortals are forced out of the base of TSM.
The item advantages are just so strong for Immortals right now. Got that Broken Myth on to T-Tigers. His longevity in fights means he's going to ramp up that damage. 3 items for DNZO. They're going in here.
Oh, they are going in. That's a Yummy Company Frenzy on to Von C. He goes down. Lucky Bread, where you at? Oh no, he's going to lose his life to T-Tigers. A double kill. Kind of a big deal. That is what is T-Tigers' Akoshka. He needs 2 more, 3 more, and he's a nightmare. And he deserves to be a nightmare, I'm telling you. Currently, it is Immortals taking down Vein Crystal turrets. DNZO showing his wall jumps. Clearly been learning from the master himself. Now it is going to be Immortals backing away from the base finally.
Max Green here. Huge amounts of gold for everybody right now. Dienzio's got that E just finished up, as has T-Tigers, trying to limit the threat of Best Chuck NA by really shutting down that Shattered Glass as well. Shield really does good work against flat CP because you reduce the damage by more and more. And Von C now working towards his first Tyrant's Monocle. Hasn't quite hit that at 12 minutes into the game, but you know, who can blame him? He's been sort of chilling most of this game. Best Chuck working towards his broken
Immortals
mid.
essentially. Solo queue mentality and outplaying him with the just steering away all that farm.
Yeah,
I wish there was a stat.
Payout
If there was a
collected.
stat of how much of the jungler's farm you stole away, I think Von C would be at the top of the chart.
Definitely for this week, man. He's been pretty solid on that respect. There comes the Yummy Catnip Frenzy.
It is going to be Lucky Bread stunned up, pops that Holy Nova. T-Tigers with the reflex block, able to keep himself alive. Lucky Bread does pop his fountain and missing once more from Von C. Immortals, they're looking like they might just be able to win this pre-15 minutes against TSM. #1 team in North America would be pretty huge for them. If they can leapfrog their entire opponents and push themselves from 8th seed to 3rd seed in just 1 week, they will be over the moon for sure. Dienzio, can he make his wall jump? Oh, yes he can. Of course he can. He plays Vox.
He knows exactly what's up. It looks like the aggressive counter jungling from T-Tigers is also matching Von C right now. You know, absolutely matching Von C. So, you know, all the good work that Von C has done this game with the enemy jungle, kind of getting matched by T-Tigers here. So these junglers really closely matched, especially in this game. Man, it's such an incredible contest.
It is slightly unfortunate that Lucky Bread currently in his first Vainglory 8 map. I actually don't know if it is. I'm just making that bold statement without knowing facts. And if it's wrong, it's alternative facts for sure. But he hasn't quite made a play of the game yet. That's what you want when you substitute onto the Halcyon Fold for the first time. You just want to have that big boy play.
Well,
We'll have to see if he's able
he's
to.
saved a couple of the TSM roster, specifically Best Chuck, from going down with those divine interventions. So, gotta give credit where credit is due, Dowsey. You know, he's definitely clicked C at the right time.
Has definitely tapped C at the right time
C.
here. Yeah. Currently, Immortals, they're looking for this win finally. Looking to push on in, take down these Vein Crystal turrets. Here we go. Von C looking to dive onto Max Green. He finds the stuffed. Oh, nom, 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 nom. Trying to put him on the healing platform. T-Tiger's getting burnt alive. That's going to be Max Green
Double
taken
kill.
out, but Immortals able to finish the game up before the beautiful Kraken joins us on the Halcyon Fold, and they're going to take game 1 over TSM.
Yeah, Lucky Bread not quite finding the victory he might have hoped for on his debut for TSM here in this split of the VG8. Von C, despite his next level counter jungling, didn't quite find the counter jungling necessary to shut down T-Tigers. And, well, Immortals, you know, they thoroughly deserved that win again.
Certainly do.